I'm Cliff, and this is my garage. Today, I'm going to show you how to remove all these cosmetic trim panels from the rear deck lid of the Cayman. Hey, welcome back to the garage. And if this is your first time joining me, thanks for dropping by. So I'm going to need to remove this one panel here off of the Cayman's rear deck lid in order to get access to the bolts because I'm going to be removing the current wing that I have on there and replacing it with a new GT3 RS style wing that's going to look really good. And I thought, well, if I'm going to have to do that, I may as well shoot a video and show you guys how to do it. Now, it does have a downside because anytime I record doing some kind of job like this, it takes like 4 times as long to do the job. But this is a pretty quick job to start with, so the penalty won't be too bad. You may have multiple different reasons why you need to do this. The primary one I can think of is needing to get access to the third brake light. If you need to repair or replace that, you might also need to get access to that sort of well, I don't know exactly what it is. It's some kind of, I think, a vibration damper that is in the rear lid to stop it from clattering or something. Sometimes that can kind of degrade a little bit. The rubber in it can decay and it can start squeaking. So you might need to replace that or maybe just get rid of it. Now, in my case, I'm going to be pulling off all this trim and leaving it off because, well, track car. As I said, this job is really pretty straightforward. So let's just jump right on in. Step 1. Remove this little rubber trim piece around the lock latch. Just fingernails behind it, just kind of pry up. Next, we need to pop out this little light here, and you need to look at it and find the end that has the notch in it, which is on this side, at least in my car. And you can't just use a screwdriver. I prefer to use one of these plastic auto trim removal tools. I'll give you a link to the set that I use in the video description down below. Just wiggle it under the end there, pry up, and it pops out. Now, I've already removed the bulb out of here because it was just, it was on and just messing up the lighting. So that's why there's no bulb in it. Once you get it loose, just pull out and then grab onto this connector and wiggle it and take that off, and then just kind of tuck this back up in here. I can't really show you the next step because I can't really get a camera back here with a good view of what we're going to be working on next. But here's a picture that shows you what we're going after. There are 2 screws, one on each side of this handle piece here, that are back here, and normally they're hidden behind like a half moon shaped piece of rubbery plastic. Mine are missing because I removed them on some part of some other project and I forgot what I did with them, so they're just not there at the moment. So our next step is to use a T25 Torx bit to remove those 2 screws out of there. Now that those screws are removed, the only thing holding this piece on is a series of those triangular spring clips that are scattered throughout the entire car holding the trim on. So we just need to get underneath the edge of the trim and just start pulling. And it's a little scary, but trust me, it pops loose pretty easy. You'll want to use some kind of a soft plastic like these trim removal tools that I keep telling you about. Get a set. I use them all the time. We just kind of dig our way under here and just start prying. And then just kind of reach in underneath and just keep pulling down. And there we go. Easy enough. The first step in removing these final 3 pieces is to take the rear deck lid and push it up past the normal stop to the service position. Did you know you could do that? That makes things a whole lot easier to access. Another important thing to note about this is that this piece has to come out first. These side pieces tuck in behind this one. So you can't, well, you could take these off first, but why do it the hard way? So again, we just take our handy dandy trim tool, get it behind here, and we start prying. Now, try not to pry on the glass because you don't want to break that. You have to work this apart. Okay. Front piece is gone. Now we just repeat the same thing. We just keep prying off the side trim. Now, in case you can't quite see what's going on, what we're doing is we're popping loose these little triangular shaped spring clips. They pop into these slots here in the sheet metal, and we're just pulling so that it compresses and slides out. Okay, all done. Now, before you go, let me tell you about an exciting bit of news here on the channel. YouTube has decided that I am now worthy of a feature called Super Thanks, which is a way for you to donate a small amount of money in support of the channel to help it grow. 100% of anything given is going to go right back into producing content for the channel, whether it's supplies, new video equipment, new lights, parts for the car, things like that. Now, I only learned about this a couple hours ago, so honestly, I don't know exactly how it works. I presume all you do is go click on this little icon that's located down below the video near the like button. I would greatly appreciate anything that was given. Quite honestly, this is a very expensive channel to run, and the money that I get from YouTube ad revenue and sales off of Amazon and the commissions on those sales doesn't come anywhere near covering the cost. So if you can spare a few dollars to help me produce this content, I would really, really appreciate it. Regardless of whether you give a super thanks or not, please go down there, smack that thumbs up button, give me a like on this video, let YouTube know that you found it valuable and you enjoyed it. That really helps me with growing the channel and getting my content recommended more widely across YouTube. And while you're down there, go check out that big red subscribe button. If it's red, that means you're not one of my subscribers. Go give that a click. It doesn't cost a thing. And again, it really helps with growing this channel. And finally, if you want to keep up with everything that's going on here on the channel and all of the things I'm working on with Project 987.2, with the Cayman here, other upgrades on the garage itself, tool reviews, tips and hints, all kinds of stuff is coming. Go and click on that bell icon. That turns on notifications for this channel, and that way YouTube will let you know every time that I post something new from here in Cliff's Garage. I'll see you next time.